What if Palpatine's true heir was Anakin? Let's explore the depths of it in the video, and it will be you who leads it, my son. The words hit like a thunderclap. Anakin stares. His hands are still covered in blood from the temple. The younglings, the Jedi, all dead by his hand. And now this. Palpatine just declared him Supreme Commander. Not a hidden apprentice, not a weapon in the shadows. An heir, the future Emperor. This changes everything. The Senate chamber erupts around them. Senators scream, some applaud, others flee. Palpatine stands at the podium, scarred and twisted from Mace Windu's attack, but triumphant. He gestures to Anakin with a smile that promises power beyond imagination. The Jedi are gone. The Republic is dead. And Anakin Skywalker, the hero with no fear, will rule beside him. That's the plan. But Palpatine is lying, and Anakin doesn't know it yet. Palpatine raises his hand, silencing the murmurs that ripple through the crowd like a stone dropped in still water. My friends, my fellow servants of the Republic, I stand before you not to claim power for myself alone, but to secure the future of our great civilization. For too long, we have been blind to the treachery in our midst, the Jedi Order, those who we trusted as peacekeepers, as guardians of justice. They betrayed us. They attempted to assassinate your Chancellor, to overthrow the democratic process you all hold dear. They sought to install themselves as dictators, to rule you through fear and mysticism. A senator from Alderaan stands, his voice shaking. Chancellor, surely not all the Jedi. There must be some mistake. Palpatine's expression becomes sorrowful, almost grandfatherly. I wish that were true, Senator Organa. I truly do. But Master Windu and his conspirators made their intentions clear. They came to my office with weapons drawn. They declared that I was too dangerous to be left alive. Not through any legal process, not through any trial. They appointed themselves judge, jury, and executioner. Is this the justice we have fought for? The murmurs grow louder, some in agreement, others in horror. Palpatine continues, but we have survived, thanks to the bravery of one man. He gestures to Anakin. This is Anakin Skywalker, the hero with no fear, the man who has sacrificed everything to protect you. While the Jedi plotted in secret, he stood for the Republic. He saw their treachery and acted to stop it. He saved my life. He saved democracy itself. Anakin feels thousands of eyes on him, some grateful, some terrified, all judging. Palpatine's voice rises with passion. And so, my friends, we must be stronger than ever before. We must transform this Republic into an empire that can weather any storm, crush any conspiracy, and protect its citizens from those who would destroy us from within. He pauses, letting the weight of the moment settle. But I am old. My body bears the scars of this assassination attempt. I need someone to carry forward what we will build together. Someone the people trust. Someone who has proven his loyalty beyond question. He extends his hand toward Anakin. Anakin Skywalker will serve as Supreme Commander of our new empire, second only to myself. He will command our armies, oversee our security, and ensure that the peace we have fought so hard to achieve is never threatened again. Together, we will rebuild what the Jedi sought to destroy. Together, we will create an empire that will stand for 10,000 years. The Senate erupts. Some applaud enthusiastically, whether from genuine support or desperate self-preservation. Others sit in stunned silence. A few rise to leave, but find their exits blocked by clone troopers. Anakin's mind races as he stands there, Supreme Commander. Not just an apprentice serving in the shadows, not just a dark side enforcer. Real authority, real power to change things, to fix the corruption he's seen festering in the Senate for years, to end the suffering on worlds the Republic ignored. But the cost. His hands shake slightly as he remembers. The temple, the smell of burning flesh, the sound of igniting lightsabers followed by screams. The younglings, their faces flash through his mind, small hands reaching for him, trusting him. Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? He pushes the memory down, buries it deep. It was necessary. They would have grown up to oppose Palpatine, to continue the Jedi's corruption. It was for the greater good, for Padme, to save her, to gain the power to prevent death itself. That's what matters. Padme's horrified face flashes through his mind, the way she looked at him on Mustafar. No, not Mustafar. That hasn't happened yet. Or will it happen differently now? The dark side pulses through him, offering strength, clarity, purpose. But beneath it, doubt gnaws at his heart like a parasite. Palpatine descends from the podium, each step deliberate and measured. The crowd parts before him like water. He approaches Anakin and places a hand on his shoulder. The touch is almost paternal. "You have done well, my boy, better than I could have hoped. Now, we have work to do, the hard work of building something lasting." He leans closer, his voice dropping so only Anakin can hear. "I am old, Anakin. You see what Windu's attack did to me. This body will not last forever. I need someone to carry forward what we will build. This empire will be your legacy, not mine. Yours. You will shape the future of the galaxy." The words are seductive. A legacy, not as a slave on Tatooine, not as a forgotten Jedi, as the architect of a new order, as someone who matters, who makes a difference. Anakin finds himself nodding, the gesture small but significant. "I won't fail you. I know you won't. Because you fight for something I never had. You fight for love, for Padme, for the life you want to build with her. Everything I do to give you that chance." The mention of Padme sends a jolt through Anakin. Yes, that's why he did this. For her. To save her from the visions of death that plague his dreams. The Senate session ends in a flurry of declarations and emergency powers. Anakin barely processes it all. He's given command codes to the entire Grand Army of the Republic, access to every military installation, authority to move fleets without Senate approval. It's intoxicating and terrifying in equal measure. As senators file out, many approach Palpatine to pledge their loyalty. A few approach Anakin. Senator Amidala is notably absent. She left hours ago, someone tells him. Claimed she was feeling ill. The words hit him like a punch to the gut. Later that night, Anakin stands on a private landing platform overlooking Coruscant. The city planet sprawls endlessly beneath him, lights glittering like stars, each one representing thousands of lives. Millions of people living and dying, loving and suffering, all of them depending on the decisions made in towers like this one. The weight of it presses down on him. He tries to meditate, to find the calm center he was taught as a Padawan. But there is no calm, only the churning chaos of the dark side and the screams he can't unhear. He senses her before she speaks. The bond between them thrums like a plucked string. Padme emerges from the shadows of her ship, her face streaked with tears that catch the city lights. She's wearing a simple traveling cloak, not her senatorial robes, as if she's trying to hide or flee. "What have you done?" Her voice breaks on the words. Not an accusation, a plea, a desperate hope that somehow this is all a nightmare. Anakin turns to face her, and for a moment, he sees himself through her eyes. A monster, a murderer, the man who killed children. His hands are clean now, scrubbed in the fresher, but he can still feel the blood on them. I did what I had to do, to save you, to save everyone. The words sound hollow even to his own ears. You killed them, Anakin. She steps closer, her hand going to her stomach in an unconscious gesture. Children, Jedi who trusted you. Master Plo, he taught you. Aayla Secura fought beside you in the war. And the younglings. How can you stand there and tell me this was necessary? He steps toward her, desperation bleeding through every word. The Jedi were going to overthrow the Republic, Padme. They tried to assassinate the Chancellor. They were corrupt. You've seen it yourself. How many times did we watch them do nothing while people suffered? How many times did they refuse to help because it wasn't politically convenient? They served the Senate, not the people. They let my mother die a slave. They would have let you die too. His voice rises. I have the power now to fix everything. We can make the galaxy the way it should be. No more corruption, no more suffering, no more watching people die because we're powerless to stop it. She backs away from him, shaking her head. The motion makes her cloak slip, and he notices for the first time how she's holding herself. Protective, guarded. Not like this. Never like this, Anakin. This isn't you. This is what he's made you into. Can't you see that? Palpatine has been manipulating you since the day you met him. The dreams, the fears, the promises. He's twisted you into a weapon, and now he's making you think this is freedom. This is power. But all I see is a slave with a different master. The words cut deeper than any lightsaber. He reaches for her, but she flinches. The motion stops him cold. When did she start being afraid of him? I'm not his slave. I'm the Supreme Commander. I have real authority, real power to make changes. He tries to keep his voice calm, reasonable. I can change it from within, Padme. With this position, I can end the corruption you've fought against your entire career. I can stop the wars. Protect the people who need it most. The outer rim worlds that the Senate ignored. Places like Tatooine. I can free every slave in the galaxy. Isn't that what we both want? Padme's eyes search his face, looking for the man she fell in love with. The boy from Tatooine who wanted to free all the slaves. The Jedi who risked everything to protect her. The husband who held her through the night and whispered promises of a better future. All I see is someone I don't recognize anymore. She reaches up to wipe her tears, the gesture weary. And the worst part is, I think you actually believe what you're saying. You think you can control this, that you can use the dark side without it consuming you. But that's not how it works, Anakin. You know that. He clenches his fists, fighting the surge of anger that threatens to overwhelm him. The dark side whispers that she's being unreasonable, that she doesn't understand, that she's standing in the way of everything he's trying to accomplish. But beneath the anger, there's pain. Because part of him knows she's right. Give me time. Please, just give me time to prove I can do this. I'm not asking you to stand with the Empire. I know you couldn't. But don't stand against me. Not yet. Let me show you that this can work, that I can make a difference. Padme's hand moves to her stomach again, and this time the gesture is deliberate. She takes a shaky breath. I'm pregnant, Anakin. Twins. The world stops. Everything. The city sounds fade away. The Force itself seems to hold its breath. Pregnant, twins. The visions flash through his mind. Padme dying in childbirth, her screams, the emptiness where she should be. He's done all of this to prevent that, to gain the power to save her. And now she's telling him it's real. The danger is real. His legs nearly give out. When? During the war, I found out a few weeks ago. I was going to tell you, but then everything happened so fast. The siege of Coruscant, your dreams, and then you. She can't finish the sentence. I couldn't tell you, couldn't risk Palpatine finding out. He would have used them, Anakin, used our children as leverage. So I said nothing, but I can't stay silent anymore. Not after what you've done. He moves toward her, but she holds up a hand. Don't. I came here to tell you 3 things. First, that you're going to be a father. You deserve to know that. Second, that I'm leaving Coruscant, going somewhere safe, somewhere the Empire can't find me, where I can raise our children away from all of this. Her voice hardens. And third, that if you truly believe you can change the Empire from within, then prove it. Prove that the man I love is still in there somewhere. That you're not just Palpatine's enforcer, wearing Anakin Skywalker's face. His hand stretches toward her, but the gap between them feels like a chasm. I will. I swear to you, Padme. I'll make this right. I'll build an empire that's worthy of them. Of you. Of the future we planned. Just, please, don't take them away from me. Don't disappear. Let me at least know they're safe. She studies him for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then she reaches into her cloak and produces a small hollow projector. Once a month, I'll send you a message, let you know we're safe. But that's all, Anakin. I won't tell you where we are. I can't risk it. Not with Palpatine. Not until I know the man I married is truly back. She turns toward her ship, then pauses. I love you. I always have. But love isn't enough. Not for this. You have to choose who you want to be. The Empire's Supreme Commander. Or Anakin Skywalker, the man who wanted to free the slaves and protect the innocent. Because right now, I don't think you can be both. She disappears into her ship. The engines ignite. And Anakin stands alone on the platform as the woman he loves, carrying his children, flies away into the night. He doesn't try to stop her, doesn't use the Force to hold the ship, because deep down, he knows she's right to leave. And that knowledge is more painful than any wound. Days pass in a blur of activity. Palpatine wastes no time putting Anakin to work. The throne room, once a receiving chamber for the Chancellor, has been transformed into a command center. Holograms flicker with data from across the galaxy. Military reports, intelligence briefings, lists, so many lists. In one corner, a secured terminal displays names and faces. Targets. Jedi who survived Order 66. Each one represents a friend, a comrade, someone he fought beside during the war. Palpatine enters, his scarred face twisting into something like a smile. Your first task, my apprentice, is to hunt down the remaining Jedi. But I will give you discretion in this matter. I am not a fool, Anakin. I know that the Jedi Order contained good people. Misguided, perhaps, bound by flawed doctrine. But not all of them were conspirators. Save those who will join us. Those who see reason and understand that the old ways have failed. Eliminate only those who actively resist. We need soldiers, Anakin. Skilled warriors who can help build our empire. Not martyrs whose deaths will inspire rebellion. Anakin studies the list, his chest tight. So many names. Master Luminara Unduli, Kit Fisto, even Ahsoka Tano, his former Padawan. They're listed as missing, presumed in hiding. One name stands out, burning brighter than the others. Obi-Wan Kenobi, location unknown. Last seen on Utapau. Likely in contact with surviving Jedi Council members. Threat level, extreme. The classification makes him want to laugh and cry at the same time. Obi-Wan, his master, his brother. The man who trained him, believed in him when the council didn't, stood by him through every mistake. Palpatine watches him carefully, yellow eyes tracking every micro-expression. Your former master will be the most dangerous, you understand. His influence could rally others against us. Obi-Wan Kenobi represents everything the old Jedi Order stood for: nobility, self-sacrifice, blind adherence to a code that ultimately failed. If he lives, he becomes a symbol. Symbols can be more dangerous than armies. Find him, end him, or turn him. Either outcome is acceptable, but do not let sentiment cloud your judgment. Anakin's jaw tightens. I'll handle Obi-Wan. The words come out harder than he intends. Palpatine nods slowly. Good. I have assigned you a Star Destroyer and a battalion of the 501st. Your men. They trust you. Use that loyalty. And Anakin, his voice drops. I sense your conflict. It is natural. The bonds of the past do not break easily. But remember why you are doing this. The power to save Padme, to protect your children. Everything else is secondary. Now go. Prove yourself worthy of the mantle I have given you. The journey to Polis Massa takes 3 days through hyperspace. Anakin spends the time reviewing intelligence reports and trying not to think about what he's about to do. The clones aboard his ship treat him with reverence mixed with unease. They saw what happened at the temple. They carried out his orders. Some of them seem fine with it. Good soldiers following orders. Others avoid his gaze. He wonders if they have nightmares too. If they see the faces of the Jedi they killed, their friends, their generals. Commander Appo approaches him on the bridge. Sir, we're approaching Polis Massa. Scanners detect minimal life signs. Could be a medical facility or research station. No obvious military presence. Anakin stares at the asteroid field ahead. Polis Massa is a remote location, perfect for hiding. And Obi-Wan always did prefer the path of least resistance when running. Bring us in quietly. No need to announce ourselves. I'll take a shuttle down alone. Commander Appo frowns. Sir, with respect, we don't know what kind of resistance you'll face. At least take a squad. Anakin turns to face him. The commander takes an involuntary step back. I appreciate your concern, Commander. But this is something I need to handle personally. Keep the ship in orbit. If I need backup, I'll call. Until then, maintain position and await my orders. The clone salutes crisply. Yes, sir. As Anakin boards the shuttle, he catches sight of himself in a reflective panel. He looks different, older, harder. There's something in his eyes that wasn't there before. Something cold. He tries to tell himself it's focus, determination, but it looks disturbingly like his vision of himself in the dark side cave on Dagobah years ago. The shuttle lands on an isolated platform. The asteroid's thin atmosphere requires a rebreather, but the medical facility is pressurized. He makes his way through empty corridors, following the pull of the Force. It leads him deeper into the facility, past abandoned medical bays and research labs. Finally, he finds a small meditation chamber. The door is unlocked. Inside, Obi-Wan Kenobi sits in the lotus position, hands resting on his knees. His eyes are closed. His presence in the Force is steady as bedrock, despite the chaos of the galaxy. I wondered if you would come. Obi-Wan opens his eyes. They're filled with sadness, not surprise, not anger, just profound grief. Anakin stands in the doorway, one hand on his lightsaber. Palpatine sent me to kill you, or turn you. He says we need soldiers for the new empire. The words taste like ash in his mouth. Obi-Wan rises slowly, joints creaking slightly. He's not a young man anymore. The war aged him. His own lightsaber hangs from his belt, but remains unignited. And what do you say, Anakin? What does Anakin Skywalker want? Not the Supreme Commander, not Palpatine's enforcer, the boy from Tatooine who wanted to free the slaves. The question hits harder than expected. I want to fix the galaxy. The Republic was broken, Obi-Wan. You know that. We watched senators take bribes while their people starved. We watched the Jedi Council refuse to help slaves because it wasn't politically convenient. We stood by and let the galaxy rot because we were too concerned with following the rules. His voice rises with passion. I have the power now to actually do something about it, to end the corruption, stop the suffering, make things right. Join me, Obi-Wan. Help me make this empire into something better than what came before. We can fix what the Jedi and the Republic both failed to do. Obi-Wan's expression shifts to something like pity. The look infuriates Anakin more than anger would have. You truly believe that? That an empire built on murder and tyranny can be redeemed? Anakin, you were my brother. I loved you. I still love you. But I cannot follow you down this path. This isn't fixing anything. This is burning down the galaxy and calling it construction. He steps forward, still not drawing his weapon. The children at the temple. Did they need to die for your better galaxy? Master Plo Koon, who saved your life on Cato Nemoidia. Aayla Secura, who fought beside us on Felucia. Were they corrupt? Were they the enemy? Anakin's hand tightens on his lightsaber hilt. They would have opposed the Empire. They would have continued the Jedi's failed ways. It was necessary. But even as he says it, doubt creeps in. Was it? Or was it just the easiest path? The one that didn't require him to think, to question, to choose a harder road? Then you're lost. Obi-Wan's lightsaber ignites with a snap hiss. The blue blade casts dancing shadows on the walls. I had hoped I could reach you, but I see now that Palpatine's poison runs too deep. If you're truly set on this course, then you leave me no choice. You're either my enemy or my brother, Anakin. Not both. Choose. Anakin's blade ignites in response. The familiar crimson hum fills the chamber. Then I choose to save you from yourself, even if you won't see it. He lunges forward. The duel that follows is brutal and heartbreaking. They know each other too well. Every technique Obi-Wan taught Anakin is used against him. Every counter Anakin developed is anticipated. Their blades clash with sounds like thunder, scarlet and sapphire, weaving patterns of light and shadow. Obi-Wan fights defensively, the Soresu form he mastered, providing an impenetrable shield. He never tries to kill. Every strike is aimed to disarm, disable, create distance. Anakin presses the attack with Gemso's raw power. His strikes come like hammer blows, each one designed to overwhelm Obi-Wan's defense through sheer strength. But Obi-Wan doesn't break. He flows like water, redirecting force rather than meeting it head-on. You don't have to do this, Anakin. Obi-Wan parries a vicious slash aimed at his head. It's not too late. You can still turn back. Walk away from Palpatine. We'll find a way to make this right. Together, like we always did. Anakin answers with a combination of attacks. Overhead, slash, spin, leg sweep, force push. Obi-Wan handles each one, his footwork perfect. I can't turn back. Don't you understand? I've gone too far. Done too much. The only path forward is to make it mean something, to use this power to actually change things. He unleashes a flurry of strikes that forces Obi-Wan back. And you want to take that away. You want to drag me back to the Jedi. Back to their rules and restrictions and watching people die because we're not allowed to interfere. Their blades lock. They stand face to face, the energy crackling between their weapons. Obi-Wan's eyes are sad but steady. I want my friend back. the one who risked everything to save Padme on Geonosis, who stayed with his men even when ordered to retreat, who saw a slave and vowed to free them all. That Anakin didn't need an empire to make a difference. He just needed to care. The words hit like a physical blow. Anakin channels his pain into rage and shoves Obi-Wan back with the Force. His former master crashes through the doorway into the corridor beyond. The duel spills into the facility. They crash through medical bays, shatter equipment, leave scorch marks on walls. Obi-Wan leaps onto an examination table and launches himself at the ceiling, using the ventilation ducts for cover. Anakin pursues, tearing through durasteel with his lightsaber. They emerge in a large chamber with a massive window overlooking the asteroid field. The view is breathtaking, a field of tumbling rocks and ice, lit by a distant star. It makes their fight seem small and petty in comparison. Anakin channels the Force and hurls medical equipment at Obi-Wan. Gurneys, surgical tools, entire cabinets. Obi-Wan deflects or dodges each one, his movements economical and precise. When a heavy scanner comes flying at him too fast to dodge, he slices it in half. The pieces crash against the window, cracking the transparent steel. Atmosphere begins to hiss out. They both feel it. The pull toward vacuum, the temperature dropping. They have minutes at most before the chamber becomes uninhabitable. Neither stops fighting. If anything, they increase their pace. Anakin's attacks become more desperate, more aggressive. He taps deeper into the dark side, letting it fuel his strength and speed. His eyes flicker yellow for moments at a time. Obi-Wan sees it and his heart breaks further. But he doesn't waver. He continues his defense, looking for an opening. Not to kill, never to kill, but to disarm. To end this before one of them dies. They lock blades again. This time, Anakin drives forward with all his strength, trying to overwhelm Obi-Wan through raw power. But Obi-Wan is a master of Sora-Su for a reason. He redirects the Force, twisting his blade and sliding it along Anakin's. The motion puts him inside Anakin's guard. For a moment, he could strike, could drive his blade through his former Padawan's heart. End the threat to the galaxy. Save thousands or millions of lives. His blade hovers, trembles. Then he deactivates it and steps back. I can't do it. Even now, even after everything, I can't kill you. Force help me, Anakin. But I still see the little boy who asked if I was an angel. Anakin stands with his blade raised, breathing hard. His hands shake. He could kill Obi-Wan now, complete the mission, prove his loyalty to Palpatine, remove a threat to the Empire. One quick thrust and it would be over. His blade hovers at Obi-Wan's throat. Do it. Obi-Wan's voice is steady. Prove that you've fallen completely. Prove that there's nothing left of Anakin Skywalker. Kill me and show the galaxy what Palpatine has made you. His eyes lock with Anakin's. Or don't, and prove that somewhere inside my brother still exists. The blade trembles. Anakin's face contorts with emotion, rage, pain, grief, confusion. The dark side screams at him to strike. Palpatine's teachings echo in his mind. Weakness is death, mercy is failure. The Jedi way is the path to destruction. But another voice, quieter, speaks beneath it all. Padme's voice. This isn't you. His mother's voice. You were meant for more than this. Even Qui-Gon's voice, distant and faint. The chosen one will bring balance. Balance, not darkness, not light. Balance. The lightsaber deactivates. Anakin stumbles back as if the act physically hurt him. Go. His voice is raw. Run. Hide. Do whatever you need to do. But know this. The next time we meet, I won't hesitate. I can't show you mercy again. Obi-Wan retrieves his lightsaber from the floor where it rolled. He clips it to his belt, his movements slow and deliberate. When we meet again, Anakin, I will not hold back either. I will do whatever it takes to stop this empire, to stop Palpatine. And if that means stopping you, then so be it. But I will never stop believing that the man I trained, the brother I loved, is still in there somewhere, fighting to get out. He turns and walks toward a secondary exit. Anakin watches him go. He could call his troops, order the facility sealed, hunt Obi-Wan down like an animal. Instead, he stands frozen, his mind a storm of conflicting thoughts and emotions. When the clone troopers arrive minutes later, weapons raised and ready, Anakin is sitting on the floor amid the wreckage. His head is in his hands. The Supreme Commander looks utterly broken. He escaped. Target Obi-Wan Kenobi escaped in the confusion. Intensify security protocols across the sector. He's not to leave this system. But Anakin knows it's a lie. And he knows the clones know it's a lie. And he knows they'll report it to Palpatine. Another test failed. Or perhaps passed, depending on perspective. When he returns to Coruscant, the Emperor is waiting in the throne room. His scarred face is unreadable as Anakin approaches. You let him go. It wasn't a question. Palpatine has ways of knowing things. Spies, informants, the Force itself. Anakin meets his gaze without flinching. He escaped. I underestimated his ability to evade capture. It won't happen again. Palpatine studies him for a long, uncomfortable moment. The silence stretches. Then, unexpectedly, he smiles. No, I suspect it won't. You are dismissed, Lord Skywalker. Rest. Tomorrow we begin building the Empire in earnest, and there will be no room for the mistakes of the past. Anakin bows and leaves, feeling the Emperor's eyes boring into his back. As soon as the doors close behind him, Palpatine's smile vanishes. He turns to a comm unit. His voice is cold. The boy's weakness will be his undoing. Begin preparations for Project Resurrection. If Skywalker fails me, I will need an alternative. 2 years pass. The galaxy transforms under Imperial rule, but not in the way most expected. Anakin has become the public face of Imperial power, and he wields it with surprising nuance and effectiveness. The Supreme Commander is everywhere. On holovid addresses, at disaster sites, on battlefields. He's become a symbol, but not the symbol of oppression many feared. In the Imperial Command Center on Coruscant, Anakin reviews reports with Admiral Yularen, one of the few officers from the Republic Navy he truly trusts. The reconstruction of Ryloth is ahead of schedule. Yularen highlights data on his datapad. The Twi'lek people are grateful for the protection from slavers and the investment in infrastructure. Crime has dropped 73%. Food production is up 40%. There haven't been any protests against Imperial rule. In fact, several Twi'lek clans have petitioned to join the Imperial military. Anakin studies the reports with satisfaction. What about the old criminal networks? The ones that ran the spice trade? Dismantled? Your targeted operations against the Hutts and their lieutenants were extremely effective. Yularen pulls up another screen. With the leadership gone, the remaining cells fragmented. Local Imperial garrisons were able to mop up the remnants with minimal casualties. Anakin nods. Good. I want resources diverted to education and job training. People turn to crime when they have no other options. Give them options. Make it so that working for the Empire is more profitable and less dangerous than working for criminals. Yularen makes notes. It's an unusual strategy, sir, but the data suggests it's working. Your policies have been remarkably effective across the board. Crime in the Outer Rim has dropped 40% overall. Economic development is up. Refugee crises have been addressed with unprecedented speed and efficiency. He pauses, choosing his words carefully. The people respect you, Lord Skywalker, not just as a warrior, but as a leader who cares about their welfare. That's rare in Imperial command. Anakin refuses the title he's been offered repeatedly. Just Skywalker, Admiral. Or Supreme Commander, if you must use a title. I'm not a Sith Lord. I'm not interested in mysticism or ancient religions. I'm a soldier, trying to bring order to chaos. Now, what about Tatooine? The freed slaves. Are they receiving the support I mandated? Yularen pulls up another file. They are. Your operation against the Hutt cartels was thorough. Jabba's palace has been converted into a regional administrative center. The former slaves are receiving job training, education, and medical care. For the first time in generations, children on Tatooine grow up free. Something like satisfaction flickers across Anakin's face, the first genuine emotion he's shown in the meeting. His mother would have liked that. She died a slave, captured by Tusken Raiders, because the Jedi refused to go back and free her. Because it wasn't their mandate. Because she wasn't important enough. Well, she was important. They all are. Every single person suffering under criminals and slavers and corrupt officials. They matter. And the Empire will prove it by actually helping them. Across the galaxy, people notice the changes. On worlds devastated by the Clone Wars, Imperial engineers work alongside local populations. They restore power grids that had been dark for years. They rebuild hospitals with the latest medical technology. They construct schools and training centers. It's not charity. Anakin makes that clear in every address. It's investment. A strong empire needs strong citizens. Educated, healthy, productive people who believe in the system. That's how you maintain order. Not through fear, alone, but through demonstrating that the Empire serves their interests. On some worlds, the transformation is almost miraculous. Ord Mantell, once a haven for smugglers and criminals, becomes a thriving trade hub. Imperial forces root out the criminal syndicates with brutal efficiency. But then Anakin pours resources into legitimate business development. Within a year, unemployment drops from 40% to 8%. Violent crime plummets. The locals, expecting oppression, instead find opportunity. They're not all loyal to the Empire, but they're not in open rebellion either. They're pragmatic. The Empire brought stability and prosperity. Why fight that? In the Senate, now merely an advisory body with no real power, senators whisper in their private chambers. Some in fear, others in grudging respect, a few in genuine admiration. Have you seen the latest approval ratings? A Mon Calamari senator pulls up a holographic display. Skywalker's approval is at 78% in the Outer Rim. Even in the core worlds, he's at 63%. That's higher than Palpatine, significantly higher. A human senator from the corporate sector frowns. That's dangerous, for him or for us. Both. The Mon Calamari glances around nervously. Palpatine doesn't like being overshadowed, and Skywalker's policies are making the Empire palatable to people who should be our allies in resistance. How do we fight an empire that's actually improving lives? Another senator, a Twi'lek woman, leans forward. Maybe we don't. Maybe we work with Skywalker. He's not like the Emperor. He listens. He cares. I've spoken with him directly about Ryloth. He implemented changes based on my recommendations. Perhaps the answer isn't to tear down the Empire, but to steer it towards something better. The others look at her like she's mad. But no one argues, because deep down, they're thinking the same thing. The Empire under Anakin Skywalker is not what they expected. It's authoritarian, yes. It's militaristic. There are no illusions about that. But it's also effective in ways the Republic never was. And that's terrifying, because it makes resistance seem not just dangerous, but potentially counterproductive. In Palpatine's private chambers, far from any recording devices or potential eavesdroppers, a very different conversation takes place. The Emperor sits in his meditation chamber, surrounded by Sith artifacts collected from across the galaxy. Mas Amedda stands before him, hands clasped behind his back. The boy has proven useful, more useful than I initially anticipated. Palpatine's voice is a dry whisper. His reputation as the hero with no fear gives legitimacy to our rule. The people see him as their protector. It makes them compliant, easier to control. Mas Amedda bows his head slightly. He has delayed 6 executions this month alone, replaced capital punishment with imprisonment and rehabilitation. The prisoners in question were corrupt officials who embezzled disaster relief funds. Palpatine's eyes narrow, sentimental. He sees potential for redemption where I see weakness that must be purged. He's too concerned with winning hearts rather than crushing spirits. This is not the empire I envisioned. Mas Amedda chooses his words carefully. And yet, his methods are effective. Rebellion has decreased in the territories he oversees. Economic output is up. Military recruitment has increased because families see the empire as a source of stability rather than oppression. Perhaps there is merit in his approach. The look Palpatine gives him could freeze stars. Merit? Mas Amedda, you forget yourself. The purpose of the empire is not to make the people happy. It is to make them obedient. Fear will keep them in line. Fear of this battle station I am constructing. Fear of the consequences of rebellion. Skywalker's compassion is a weakness that will undermine everything I have built. He pauses, staring at nothing. The boy was never meant to truly inherit. He was a weapon, a symbol, and when a weapon dulls, you discard it. And then? Mas Amedda asks, his voice carefully neutral. Then we will replace him. I have others in training. Apprentices who will not hesitate to do what must be done. Clones of fallen Sith Lords being cultivated in the laboratories on Bes. Dark side adepts who crave power without Skywalker's pathetic attachment to love and mercy. The boy served his purpose. He helped eliminate the Jedi. He gave the Empire a face the people could accept. But his usefulness is nearing its end. In 3 years, perhaps 4, we will initiate Project Resurrection. And Anakin Skywalker will be remembered as a tragic hero who died serving the empire he helped create. Mas Amedda listens, his expression carefully neutral. But something shifts behind his eyes. A decision being made. A line being crossed. He has served Palpatine for decades, watching the Chancellor's transformation into the Emperor. He's witnessed atrocities and said nothing. Enabled them, even. But this, hearing the cold calculation with which Palpatine plans to discard someone who genuinely believes he's helping people, something in Mas Amedda breaks, or perhaps awakens. Very well, my Emperor. Shall I begin preparations for the contingency protocols? Yes. And Mas Amedda, monitor Skywalker closely. Report any further instances of weakness or mercy. I need to know when the optimal time for transition will be. The transition must appear natural. An accident, perhaps, or a heroic sacrifice in battle. The people must mourn him, not question his death. Mas Amedda bows deeply. It will be done, my lord. But as he leaves the chamber, his mind is already racing. He needs to warn Skywalker. But carefully, very carefully. Palpatine has eyes and ears everywhere. On Alderaan, in a bunker shielded from Imperial surveillance, a very different kind of meeting takes place. Bail Organa sits at the head of a table, surrounded by holograms. Mon Mothma appears from Chandrila. a Bothan spy master named Crayfay from Bothawi, and from an undisclosed location, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're discussing the state of the galaxy and what it means for their nascent rebellion. We cannot ignore the reality before us. Bail gestures to data displayed on screens around the room. Under Skywalker's leadership, the Empire has improved the lives of billions. Literacy rates are up. Infant mortality is down. Infrastructure investment has reached levels not seen since the peak of the Old Republic. Mon Mothma frowns, her aristocratic features troubled. But at what cost? Freedom has been surrendered. The Senate is powerless. The Jedi are hunted. Worlds cannot choose their own path. Everything flows through Coruscant, through Palpatine. This is still tyranny, even if it's efficient tyranny. The Bothan spy master's hologram flickers. My agents report that most citizens in the Outer Rim don't care about abstract concepts like freedom. They care about having food, medicine, and protection from pirates. Skywalker gives them all three. Our potential base of support is smaller than we calculated. Obi-Wan's hologram speaks, his voice carrying the weight of sad experience. I do not defend the Empire, but we must acknowledge that Anakin is not Palpatine. He genuinely believes he is helping. That makes him dangerous in a different way. He gives the Empire a face people can trust, a voice that speaks of protection and justice rather than domination and fear. He's not ruling through terror. He's ruling through competence and selective compassion. That's far more difficult to fight. A door opens in the bunker and a cloaked figure enters. Bail starts to rise in alarm, but the figure throws back her hood. Padme Amidala. She's visibly pregnant now, clearly in her third trimester. Behind her, 2 medical droids hover protectively. The gathering falls silent as she takes a seat. I apologize for the intrusion, but I couldn't let this meeting proceed without providing my input. She places a data chip on the table. I've been gathering intelligence from inside the Imperial government for 2 years. Everything Palpatine has hidden from even his own advisors. And what I've discovered changes everything. Bail activates the chip. Files spread across the screens. Encrypted communications, scientific reports, financial records. All pointing to something called Project Resurrection. Padme's voice is steady, despite the obvious strain she's under. Palpatine never intended for Anakin to be his true heir. He's been using him. A puppet with a heroic face to make the Empire palatable, while Palpatine consolidates absolute power. But Anakin's compassion, his refusal to be as brutal as Palpatine wants, has made him a liability. So Palpatine is preparing to replace him. With who? Mon Mothma leans forward. With clones. Dark side abominations being grown in laboratories on Biss. Apprentices trained in secret, indoctrinated from birth to serve without question. Palpatine plans to eliminate Anakin within the next 3 years and install one of these replacements. Someone who will rule through fear the way Palpatine originally intended. Obi-Wan's hologram image looks stricken. Anakin doesn't know. He still believes Palpatine sees him as a son, as a successor. He has no idea he's being set up for disposal. Then we must tell him. Bail stands abruptly. This is the leverage we need. Show him the truth. Turn him against Palpatine. With Skywalker's forces on our side, we could actually win this. We could end the Empire before it becomes too entrenched to ever remove. The others exchange glances. Padme shakes her head slowly. It's not that simple. Anakin's mind has been poisoned by years of Palpatine's manipulation. He sees the Sith Lord as a mentor, a father figure. Showing him evidence of betrayal might break him rather than turn him to our side. Or worse, He might tell Palpatine, and we lose our only advantage. So what do you suggest? Mon Mothma asks. That we work on 2 fronts simultaneously. Padme touches her stomach, feeling the twins moving. We continue building the rebellion, preparing for the day when we must fight the Empire directly. But we also try to reach Anakin, show him the truth gradually, plant seeds of doubt, use people he trusts. There's one person whose word he might actually accept. Everyone turns to look at Obi-Wan's hologram. The Jedi Master sighs heavily. He let me live on Polis Massa when he could have killed me. That suggests something of the man I knew still exists. But approaching him is dangerous. If he's truly fallen, if the dark side has him completely, then I'm simply handing myself over for execution. It's a risk we must take. Padme's voice is firm, because the alternative is waiting for Palpatine to replace Anakin with something worse. At least Anakin has limits. At least he cares about some things beyond power. His replacements won't. They'll be everything Vader was supposed to be, but isn't. Pure instruments of the dark side, with no conscience, no mercy, no humanity. Obi-Wan nods slowly. Then I will make the attempt. But I'll need time to plan, to find the right moment and place. Anakin is powerful now, more powerful than when we last fought. If it comes to combat, I'm not certain I could defeat him. You won't be alone. A new voice speaks from the doorway. Everyone spins to see a Togruta woman stepping into the light. Ahsoka Tano. Older now, no longer the eager Padawan, but a hardened survivor. She wears civilian clothing and her lightsabers are concealed, but her presence in the Force is unmistakable. Ahsoka. Obi-Wan's hologram smiles with genuine warmth. We thought you were dead. I've been letting people think that. Easier to move around that way. But I've been watching, waiting. And now I think it's time to stop hiding. She looks at each of them in turn. Anakin was my master. He was a hero. Whatever he's become, whatever Palpatine made him into, I owe it to him to try to bring him back, or at the very least, to stop him from becoming something worse. The meeting continues for hours, plans being made and refined. The rebellion is taking shape, not just as a military force, but as a network of information, resistance, and hope. They agree to continue watching and waiting, gathering evidence of Palpatine's true plans. And when the moment is right, they'll strike. Not at the Empire itself, not yet, but at the lie that sustains it. The lie that Anakin Skywalker is heir to anything but his own destruction. Months pass. Anakin throws himself deeper into his work, trying not to think about Padme and the children he's never met. She sends messages once a month as promised, short videos showing she's safe, healthy. The twins were born 3 months ago, Luke and Leia. He watches the holograms obsessively, memorizing every detail. Luke has his eyes. Leia has Padme's determination, even as an infant. The recordings never show where she is, never include identifying details, but they're enough. They remind him why he's doing this, why he endures Palpatine's tests and orders, for them, to build a galaxy safe enough for his children to grow up in. But even as he tells himself this, doubt creeps in. He's noticed things, inconsistencies in reports, resources being diverted to projects he can't access, requisitions for facilities that don't appear on any official manifest. At first, he assumes it's just the nature of a large bureaucracy. Palpatine has many projects running simultaneously. He can't oversee everything. But the pattern becomes too obvious to ignore. He's being excluded from certain decisions, kept in the dark about certain operations. And when he asks about them, He gets vague answers or outright deflections. One night, working late in his office in the Imperial Palace, he notices something odd in a requisition report. A massive budget allocation to a facility on Biss. Billions of credits. Enough to fund a small fleet. But there are no details. The file is classified above his clearance level. Above his clearance. He's the supreme commander of the Empire. What could possibly be above his authority? He stares at the screen, his mind racing. It could be nothing, just a quirk of bureaucratic organization. Or it could be something important, something Palpatine doesn't want him to know about. He makes a decision that will change everything. He begins to investigate, quietly, carefully. Using his command codes, he starts slicing into encrypted databases. He's not a slicer by trade, but he's learned enough from his time as a general to navigate most systems. And he has resources, people loyal to him personally, rather than to Palpatine. He calls in favors, asks subtle questions, pieces together fragments of information, like a puzzle with missing pieces. What he finds chills him to his core. Cloning facilities on Biss, massive ones, far larger than the facilities that produced the clone army. But these aren't producing soldiers. They're producing something else. Project files labeled Contingency and Resurrection. References to Force-sensitive test subjects, to implantation of knowledge and memories, to accelerated aging processes, and buried in one encrypted document that he manages to slice through, a single line that makes his blood run cold. Subject analysis, Anakin Skywalker. Projected obsolescence, 3 years. Status, expendable asset. Replacement, pending. His hands shake as he reads it, then reads it again, and again, as if repetition might change the words. Obsolescence, expendable, replacement. He's not an heir. He's a project, a tool with an expiration date. Everything Palpatine said about legacy, about building something together, about Anakin being the future of the Empire, all lies. He was always meant to be discarded when he stopped being useful. And apparently, showing mercy and compassion makes him less useful than Palpatine wants. He sits in the darkness of his office, the only light coming from the data screen in front of him. His whole world is tilting. Everything he believed, everything he sacrificed, it's all based on a lie. He killed Jedi, betrayed the Order, drove away his wife, abandoned his children, all to gain the power to save Padme and build a better future. And now he's discovering that the future he was promised was never real. He was a pawn, a very powerful, very useful pawn, but a pawn nonetheless. A soft knock at the door makes him jump. He quickly closes the files, returning the screen to innocuous reports. "Come in." The door opens to reveal Masameda. The older man enters with his usual measured grace, but his eyes are troubled. "Supreme Commander, I apologize for the late intrusion, but there's a matter we must discuss, privately." Anakin studies him. In 2 years, he's learned to read the subtle signs of fear and deception. Masameda is afraid, not of Anakin, but of being caught. What matter? Masameda glances around the office, checking for surveillance devices out of habit. "You're looking into things you shouldn't, Lord Skywalker. Project Resurrection, the facilities on Biss. You've been slicing classified files. Do you think the Emperor doesn't notice these things?" Anakin's hand drops to his lightsaber instinctively. "And you're here to stop me? To report me to Palpatine? Is that it?" "No." Masameda's voice is quiet, but firm. "I'm here to warn you, because what he intends to do to you is monstrous, even by his standards. He came to warn me." Anakin's voice is filled with suspicion. You've served Palpatine for decades. Why would you betray him now? Mas Amedda moves to the window, staring out at Coruscant's endless cityscape. Because I have seen the good you have done. Despite everything, despite the darkness, despite the blood on your hands, you have tried to help people. The Emperor sees only power, only domination. You see people, you see suffering, and try to alleviate it. That difference matters. It has to matter. Because if it doesn't, then I've wasted my entire life serving something evil. He turns back to Anakin, his expression grave. I have compiled everything I could access regarding Project Resurrection and the Emperor's plans for your replacement. He produces a data chip from his robes. Everything is here. The cloning facilities, the dark side experiments, the training of your potential successors, the timeline for your elimination. He never intended for you to inherit anything, Anakin. You were always meant to be discarded, a placeholder, until he could create the perfect apprentice, one without your inconvenient compassion or moral reservations. Anakin takes the chip with numb fingers. Why tell me this? What do you gain from betraying Palpatine? Mas Amedda's smile is bitter. Betraying him. I've been betraying myself for 30 years, watching him corrupt everything the Republic stood for, watching him transform from a politician into a monster. I told myself it was necessary, that his vision would create stability and order. But then I saw what he plans for you, and I realized that his vision has no end point except his own eternal rule. He will replace you with someone worse, and then replace them when they show any hint of independence. On and on, until the galaxy is nothing but slaves serving an immortal tyrant. He moves toward the door, then pauses. You have a choice now, Lord Skywalker. Continue serving him, knowing you're marked for death, or do something about it. But whatever you choose, do it carefully. Palpatine is more powerful than you realize, more prepared for treachery. I've seen him kill apprentices before. Don't become another name in that long list. He leaves, and Anakin is alone with the data chip, alone with the truth he both suspected and dreaded, alone with the knowledge that everything he built is built on lies. He spends the next 3 days reviewing the files. Each revelation is a dagger to the heart. Palpatine manipulated him from the beginning. The visions of Padme dying weren't just visions. Palpatine planted them, enhanced them, used Anakin's love as a weapon against him. The growing distrust of the Jedi Council, carefully cultivated through years of subtle suggestions and manufactured incidents. The promises of power to save those he loved. A carrot dangling in front of a desperate man. And when that weapon shows compassion, when it refuses to be as brutal as Palpatine desires, it must be replaced. On the 4th day, Anakin is summoned to the throne room. His mind is still reeling from the revelations, but he schools his expression into careful neutrality. He's learned to hide his thoughts from Palpatine over the years, strengthening his mental shields against the Emperor's constant probing. But today, he needs those shields to be perfect. Because today, he's standing before the man who plans to kill him, and he must pretend he doesn't know. Lord Skywalker. Palpatine sits on his throne, fingers steepled. I have a task for you, one that will test your commitment to the Empire. The words send a chill down his spine. Another test. How many tests will there be before Palpatine decides he's failed enough? What is the Emperor's command? Palpatine activates a hologram. It shows a peaceful world, green and blue. The people there live in harmony with their environment. It looks like paradise. This is Jabiim, a world that has declared its intention to secede from the Empire. They cite excessive taxation and what they call imperial overreach. Their leaders have made speeches denouncing our rule, calling for other worlds to follow their example. Anakin studies the planet. What have they done? Any violence? Any attacks on imperial personnel? None. They have simply declared their independence and asked to be left alone. Palpatine's voice becomes cold, which is precisely the problem. We cannot allow dissent to spread. One world secedes, then another, then 10. Before long, the Empire fragments, and we return to the chaos of the Old Republic. This cannot be tolerated. He leans forward. Take the fleet. Destroy their cities. Make an example that will be remembered for generations across the galaxy. No world will dare defy us again after Jabiim burns. The order hits Anakin like a sledgehammer. Destroy cities full of unarmed civilians, men, women, and children who have committed no crime except wanting to govern themselves. It's exactly the kind of atrocity he's been trying to prevent. The kind of senseless cruelty that the Empire was supposed to be better than. He finally sees it clearly. This is the test, the real one. Obey, prove he's willing to commit genocide, and confirm he's still useful. Refuse, and confirm what Palpatine already suspects, that he's too soft, too compassionate, too much of a liability. They're unarmed. They've committed no violence. They simply want independence. Anakin keeps his voice level. Exactly. They want to dismantle everything we have built. Every world we've brought stability to. Every system we've improved. They want to throw it away for the illusion of freedom. Palpatine's eyes bore into him. Show them the price of that illusion. Show them that the Empire's protection is not optional. This is not a request, Lord Skywalker. It is an order. You will take the fleet to Jabiim, and you will carry out this command, or you will prove that you lack the strength to do what must be done. There it is, the ultimatum, the line drawn in the sand. Anakin bows his head, submissive, as the Emperor commands. He turns and leaves the throne room, his mind racing. This is it, the moment where he has to choose, follow orders and become the monster Palpatine wants, or refuse and face the consequences. But what are the consequences? His replacement? His death? Or something worse? He thinks of Padme, of Luke and Leia, of the promise he made to build a galaxy worthy of them. Can that galaxy be built on mountains of corpses? He takes the fleet to Jabiim. The journey through hyperspace gives him time to think, time to plan, time to realize that there's no going back from this moment. Whatever he does next will define everything that comes after. On the bridge of his Star Destroyer, Admiral Yularen reviews the bombardment coordinates with military precision. The planetary shields are minimal, sir. Defensive capabilities are negligible. They have no military installations of note. Civilian population centers are exposed. We can begin the orbital bombardment immediately and complete the operation within 6 hours. Anakin stares at the blue-green world below through the viewport. He reaches out with the Force, feeling the millions of lives there. Families sitting down to meals, children playing in parks, farmers tending crops, artists creating, teachers educating, people just trying to live. All of them about to die because they wanted to govern themselves. All of them about to burn because Palpatine needs to send a message. His hands clench into fists. Hold position. Do not fire on the planet. Admiral Yularen looks up from his tactical display. Sir, the Emperor's orders were explicit. Immediate bombardment to send a message to potential separatists. Anakin turns to face his bridge crew. Every officer and technician is watching him. I know what the orders were, Admiral, and I'm countermanding them. He takes a deep breath. I will not give the order to slaughter millions of unarmed civilians. I will not make the Empire into the monster so many fear it is. If that makes me a traitor in Palpatine's eyes, so be it. A tense silence falls across the bridge. Officers exchange glances, some fearful, some confused, a few showing what might be relief. Admiral Yularen steps closer, lowering his voice. Sir, you understand what this means. Refusing a direct order from the Emperor. This is treason. By the strictest definition, yes. Anakin meets his eyes steadily. But I've spent 2 years building an empire based on protection and prosperity. I will not throw that away to satisfy one man's paranoia. These people have done nothing wrong. They want to be left alone. Maybe we should let them. His communicator chimes. He knows who it is before he looks. Palpatine's hologram appears, face twisted with rage. His scarred features make him look even more monstrous in the blue light. I sense your hesitation, my apprentice. Your weakness. Do not disappoint me. You have your orders. Execute them, or prove that you were never worthy of the power I granted you. Anakin straightens, his voice steady. You taught me that power must be used wisely, Master. There is no wisdom in slaughtering innocents. You taught me that strength comes from decisiveness. And I have decided. These people have done nothing to warrant execution. I will not be the instrument of their murder. Palpatine's eyes flash yellow. Then you have chosen your path. And you will learn the price of defiance. The hologram flickers out. Immediately, alarms begin blaring across the ship. Anakin runs to the viewport, and his blood runs cold. The other Star Destroyers in the fleet are beginning their attack runs. Green turbolaser fire lances down toward the planet's surface. Palpatine is remotely triggering the bombardment, using override codes that supersede Anakin's commands. The Supreme Commander of the Empire is watching helplessly as his own fleet commits genocide. No. The word comes out as a snarl. All ships, this is Supreme Commander Skywalker. He keys the fleet-wide channel. Break formation immediately. Any vessel firing on civilian targets is to cease fire and power down weapons. Those that do not comply will be considered hostile and engaged. Admiral Yularen stares at him. Sir, you're ordering us to fight our own fleet. I'm ordering you to do what's right, to protect the innocent. That's what we're supposed to stand for. That's what separates us from being simple conquerors. Anakin grabs the comm. All hands, this is the Supreme Commander. I will not allow this atrocity. Anyone who stands with me, now is the time. Anyone who wants to be part of an empire that protects rather than terrorizes, follow my lead. The bridge crew hesitates for only a moment. Then, one by one, they move to their stations. Helm, bring us about. Weapons, prepare to engage any ship continuing the bombardment. Communications, broadcast our position and intentions. Let them know we're defending Jabim. Yularen takes a deep breath, then nods. You heard the commander. All hands to battle stations. We're about to fire on our own people. Make your shots count. The Emperor has made his choice. Now we make ours. The space battle that erupts is chaos incarnate. Half the fleet follows Anakin, their loyalty to him personally stronger than their programming to obey Imperial command codes. The other half continues following Palpatine's override orders, unable or unwilling to break from their conditioning. Star Destroyers that fought side by side against the Separatists now turn their guns on each other. Turbo laser fire crisscrosses the void. Starfighters swarm from both sides, TIE fighters dogfighting with other TIE fighters in a scene of tragic fratricidal combat. Anakin coordinates the defense from his bridge, his tactical genius on full display. He protects Jabiim while trying to minimize casualties on both sides. These are his soldiers, people he trained with, fought beside, led through hell during the Clone Wars. He doesn't want to kill them, but he also can't let them exterminate an entire world. His forces target weapon systems and engines rather than command decks and reactors, disabling shots that leave crews alive, but ships unable to fight. It's a delicate balance and not always successful. Ships explode, people die, but far fewer than if he'd simply opened fire indiscriminately. A communications officer calls out, "Sir, we're receiving a transmission. Rebel frequencies, patching it through." Mon Mothma's voice crackles over the comm, urgent and clear. "Skywalker, we're here to help. We intercepted Imperial communications about the attack on Jabiim. A rebel fleet appears from hyperspace, smaller and less organized than the Imperial forces, but determined. We may not trust the Empire, but we won't stand by while an entire world is burned for wanting freedom." Anakin makes a snap decision that cements his break from Palpatine forever. All ships, except rebel support, coordinate targeting with their fleet, focus fire on vessels continuing the bombardment. The bridge crew stares at him in shock. He's not just defying the Emperor, he's actively allying with the rebellion. This is treason on a scale that can never be undone. But Anakin feels lighter than he has in years. For the first time since falling to the dark side, he's making a choice that isn't about fear or anger or desperation. He's choosing to do the right thing. Consequences be damned. The combined Imperial Rebel fleet turns the tide. The Star Destroyers, still following Palpatine's orders, find themselves outnumbered and outmaneuvered. One by one, they retreat, jumping to hyperspace rather than face destruction. Within an hour, the bombardment stops. Jabiim is saved. The planet's surface shows scars from the initial attack. Cities are damaged, fires burn, but the casualties are in the thousands rather than the millions. Genocide has been prevented, barely. Anakin stares at the planet below, his chest heaving. He's done it. He's defied Palpatine, saved innocent lives, and in doing so, destroyed any chance of going back. Admiral Yularen approaches him, his voice quiet. "Sir, what are your orders now? Every ship in the sector will have received word of what happened here. The Empire will brand us traitors. We'll be hunted." Anakin turns to face his crew, these men and women who followed him into treason. "I know what I'm asking of you, what I've already asked of you. You followed my orders today, and now you're all marked as traitors along with me. Anyone who wants to take a shuttle and disappear before the Empire comes hunting, I won't stop you. This is my fight, my choice. You shouldn't have to pay for it. No one moves." A weapons officer, a young lieutenant named Ras, speaks up. "Begging your pardon, sir, but we didn't follow your orders today because you're the Supreme Commander. We followed them because they were the right orders, because you're the kind of leader who won't burn a world just to send a message. That's worth being branded a traitor for." Murmurs of agreement ripple through the bridge. Anakin feels something unfamiliar. Not the dark side's seductive power. Not fear or anger. Something warm. Something he hasn't felt in years. Hope. Mon Mothma's hologram appears. "We need to evacuate this fleet, Skywalker. The Empire will send overwhelming force to crush this rebellion. You and your ships need to disappear before they arrive. Come with us. Join the rebellion properly. We can use someone with your tactical knowledge and your forces." Anakin shakes his head. "I'm not joining the rebellion. Not yet. But I can't stay here either. Admiral Yularen, prepare the fleet to jump to hyperspace. Scatter formation. Make it hard to track us all. We need time to regroup and decide our next move." "Where will you go?" Mon Mothma asks. "To finish what I started. Palpatine has to answer for his crimes, for his lies and manipulation, for everything he's done to the galaxy. But I'm not ready to face him yet. I need to make things right first." He thinks of Padme, of his children, of the man he used to be. "I need to remember who I am before I became his weapon." Mon Mothma studies him. "We'll be in contact, Skywalker. When you're ready to truly fight the Empire, we'll be here. Until then, good luck. And thank you for today. You saved millions of lives." The fleets separate. The rebel ships jump to one set of coordinates. Anakin's ships scatter to a dozen different vectors. As his Star Destroyer enters hyperspace, Anakin knows there's no going back now. He's not the Supreme Commander anymore. He's not Palpatine's heir. He's a rogue element, a wild card, a former enforcer turned traitor. And somehow, that feels more right than anything has in years. But before he can think about what comes next, he has one stop to make. One person he needs to see. He turns to Yularen. "Set course for the coordinates I'm about to give you. It's time I met my children, and time I stopped running from the woman I love." The journey takes them to a remote system in the Outer Rim, a lush green world with minimal development, perfect for hiding. As Anakin's shuttle descends toward the coordinates Masameda secretly provided, his heart pounds. What will Padme say? Will she even talk to him after everything he's done? Will she let him near Luke and Leia? Or will she tell him he's lost the right to call himself their father? The shuttle lands near a small house by a lake. It's beautiful, peaceful, everything Coruscant isn't. He steps off the ramp and sees her. Padme stands on the porch, hands clasped in front of her. She's thinner than he remembers, worn down by stress and hiding, but her eyes are as fierce as ever. Behind her, visible through a window, 2 infant seats hold 2 small forms. His children. His legs feel weak. "I know I have no right to be here." His voice cracks. "I know I've done things that are unforgivable, but I had to come. Had to tell you that I finally saw the truth. About Palpatine, about what he made me into, about everything." She studies him for a long moment. Then impossibly she smiles. It's sad and tired, but genuine. "I know. I've been tracking the Imperial communications. What you did at Jabim. The whole galaxy knows now. The Supreme Commander who defied the Emperor to save innocent lives. Some are calling you a traitor. Others are calling you a hero. What are you calling yourself? A fool. For thinking I could serve the dark side and still do good. For believing Palpatine's lies. For pushing you away. For not being there when our children were born." He takes a step closer. "I'm calling myself a man trying to fix his mistakes. And I know that's not enough. No, it'll never be enough. But I have to try." Padme's eyes fill with tears. "When I heard what you did, when I saw you risk everything to save people you didn't even know, I saw him again, the man I fell in love with, the one who thought freeing all the slaves was worth any price. He's still in there, isn't he? Buried under everything Palpatine did to you." Anakin nods, not trusting his voice. "Come inside." She holds out her hand. There are 2 people who should meet their father. He takes her hand, feeling the warmth of her touch after years of cold. Together, they walk into the house. The twins are asleep in their seats. Luke and Leia, 3 months old, perfect, innocent, unburdened by their father's sins. Anakin sinks to his knees beside them, overwhelmed. He reaches out with a trembling hand, gently touching Luke's tiny fingers. The baby stirs, making a small sound. Can I? Padme nods. He gently lifts Luke, cradling him with surprising care for someone with so much blood on his hands. The baby opens his eyes, blue like Anakin's, like his mother Shmi's. The tears come then, unstoppable. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of you, of all of you. Padme lifts Leia, and the four of them sit together. A family, fractured but not broken. Not completely. We have a lot to talk about. Her voice is soft. A lot to work through. What you did, the people you killed, that doesn't just go away because you did one good thing. But the fact that you're trying, that you broke free from Palpatine, that means something. It means there's hope. They spend hours talking. Anakin tells her everything. The visions Palpatine planted, the discoveries about Project Resurrection, the realization that he was never meant to inherit anything but his own destruction. Padme shares what she's learned from the rebellion, the evidence she's gathered against Palpatine. We have to stop him. Anakin's voice is firm. Not just defeat him, destroy his entire plan. The cloning facilities, the secret apprentices, everything. If we don't, he'll just rise again. Find someone new to corrupt. The cycle will continue. She nods. The rebellion can help. They have resources, intelligence networks. But they don't trust you yet, Anakin. You've been the face of the Empire for 2 years. You've helped implement policies that made the Empire stronger, changed tactics, winning hearts and minds through competent governance instead of pure terror. That made things harder for them. I know, and I'll work to earn their trust. But first, I need to finish something. He looks at his children. I need to end Palpatine before he can hurt anyone else, before he can create more monsters like me. Padme places a hand on his arm. You're not a monster. You were a good man who was manipulated and broken by someone evil. There's a difference. Don't forget that, because Palpatine wants you to think you're beyond redemption. That's how he keeps control, by making people believe they're too far gone to come back. Over the next week, Anakin stays with his family. He learns how to change diapers and warm bottles, rocks his children to sleep when they cry, talks with Padme long into the night, slowly beginning to rebuild the trust he shattered. It's not easy. There are moments when she looks at him and sees the man who killed younglings, when he looks at himself and sees the same. But there are also moments when they remember who they were, who they could still be. Slowly, painfully, they start to heal, but they can't hide forever. Imperial forces are searching for Anakin. Palpatine has declared him a traitor and placed a massive bounty on his head, dead or alive, though the emphasis is clearly on dead. The Emperor doesn't want his failed experiment talking. Anakin receives a coded transmission from Admiral Yularen. Sir, we've regrouped with the loyal forces, but we need a plan. We can't run forever. And frankly, a lot of the men want to take the fight to Palpatine. They're calling themselves the Skywalker Fleet now. Thought you should know. Anakin's surprised by that, but also touched. Tell them to hold position. I'll rendezvous with you soon. We're going to need every ship for what comes next. He turns off the comm and finds Padme watching him. You're going back to Coruscant to face Palpatine. It's not a question. I have to. He's not going to stop until I'm dead or back under his control. And I won't let him come after you and the children. The only way to protect you is to end him, permanently. She nods slowly. Then I'm coming with you. Don't argue. I've been fighting this empire since before you turned against it. I'm not sitting out the final battle. They make preparations. Padme has been in contact with the rebellion all along, feeding them intelligence. She arranges a meeting with Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, and most importantly, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The meeting takes place aboard a rebel cruiser, neutral ground. When Anakin steps into the conference room, he comes face to face with his former master for the first time since Polis Massa. The two men stare at each other across the room, years and regrets hanging between them like a physical weight. Obi-Wan breaks the silence first. "Anakin." His voice is carefully neutral. "I hear you've had an interesting few weeks. Saved a planet, defied the Emperor, earned yourself a death sentence. Quite the turn of events. I know you have no reason to trust me." Anakin's voice is rough. "I know I'm the last person you want to see, but I need your help. Not for me, for the galaxy. Palpatine has to be stopped before he can complete his contingency plans, before he replaces me with something worse, and I can't do it alone." Obi-Wan studies him for a long moment. Then, to Anakin's shock, he smiles. It's sad, but genuine. "You think I want you to suffer, Anakin? You think I want you to fail? You were my brother, my Padawan, my friend. What you became, what Palpatine made you into, that broke my heart. But what you're doing now, standing against him, choosing to do the right thing even though it costs you everything, that's the Anakin I remember. That's the man I trained. So yes, I'll help you. On one condition." He steps closer. "After this is done, after Palpatine is defeated, you face justice for what you did. The murders, the children. You don't get to walk away clean just because you turned against him in the end. Deal?" Anakin doesn't hesitate. "Deal. I know I can never make up for what I've done, but I can try to stop others from making the same mistakes. And I can make sure my children grow up in a galaxy free from Sith manipulation. That's enough." Obi-Wan extends his hand. Anakin takes it. The handshake is firm, a promise between them, brothers again, or at least allies. The rebellion provides resources and intelligence. Mas Amedda, from his position inside the Imperial government, feeds them information about Palpatine's location and defenses. The Emperor has retreated to his throne room, surrounding himself with Imperial guards and dark side adepts. He knows Anakin is coming, preparing for it, maybe even looking forward to it. While they plan the assault, another figure joins them. Ahsoka Tano steps into the conference room, and Anakin freezes. His former Padawan, the girl he trained, the one who left the Jedi Order because they failed her. He hasn't seen her since before he fell. Snips. The old nickname comes automatically. Ahsoka's smile is bittersweet. "Master, I heard you were staging a coup. Thought you could use someone who knows how you fight, just in case you forget who you're supposed to be again." Her tone is light, but there's steel underneath. "I'm here to help save the galaxy, and to make sure that if you start going dark again, someone's there to stop you." Fair enough. He deserves that. Deserves worse, probably. The assault plan comes together. Palpatine has dispatched much of the Coruscant Defense Fleet to deal with the siege of Magito, a Republic holdout world that's been under Separatist siege. It's a tactical opportunity, possibly a trap, but it's the opening they need. The combined Rebel and Skywalker fleets will assault Coruscant while the defenses are weakest. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka will infiltrate the Imperial Palace and confront Palpatine directly. It's risky, possibly suicidal, but it's their best chance. The night before the assault, Anakin stands on the observation deck of the Rebel cruiser, staring at the stars. Padme finds him there, as he knew she would. "I'll come back." He doesn't look at her, I promise. I'm not letting our children grow up without a father. Even a flawed one. She takes his hand. I know you will. Because the Anakin I love doesn't break his promises, not the important ones. They stand together in silence, drawing strength from each other. Tomorrow, everything changes. Tomorrow, the Empire either falls or becomes something far worse. Tomorrow, Anakin either finds redemption or dies trying. The assault begins at dawn, Coruscant time. The combined fleet drops out of hyperspace in a coordinated strike. Rebel cruisers and Imperial Star Destroyers that declared for Anakin fight side by side, an impossible alliance born of desperate necessity. They target the orbital defense platforms first, overwhelming them through superior numbers and tactics. The few Imperial ships present are quickly engaged and destroyed, or forced to retreat. Within an hour, they control the space above Coruscant. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2 begins immediately. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka board a stealth shuttle and slip through the chaos toward the planet's surface. They're not alone. Padme insisted on coming, providing political cover for what they're about to do. If we're going to dismantle the Empire, we need to do it legally. She'd argued. That means arresting Palpatine, not just killing him, putting him on trial, showing the galaxy that this isn't just another Sith power struggle, but the restoration of justice. Anakin hadn't liked it, but she was right. As usual. The shuttle lands in a private hangar of the Imperial Palace, codes provided by Masameda allowing them to slip past most security. But the corridors are far from empty. Red Imperial guards stand at every junction, their force pikes crackling with energy. Dark side adepts, twisted beings trained in secret Sith academies, lurk in the shadows. Palpatine knew they were coming and prepared a gauntlet. The fighting begins immediately. Anakin leads the way, his crimson lightsaber cutting through the first wave of guards. Behind him, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka cover the flanks, their blue and green blades flashing. The guards are skilled, the best of the best, but they're facing three of the most powerful Force users in the galaxy. Anakin doesn't hold back. He channels the Force with raw power, throwing guards through walls, crushing their weapons, overwhelming their defenses through sheer strength. But he's careful, controlled, using the dark side's power without letting it consume him. It's a delicate balance, one he's been practicing in the weeks since Jabim, using anger and passion as fuel without letting them control him. It's not the Jedi way, but it's his way. A new path between light and dark. They push deeper into the palace, leaving a trail of unconscious or dead guards behind them. The dark side adepts are more challenging, wielding corrupted force powers that twist reality itself. One conjures illusions, making Anakin see visions of Padme dying, of his children corrupted by the dark side. He pushes through them, focusing on the reality he knows is true. Another adept uses forbidden Sith sorcery to drain life force. Aging Obi-Wan rapidly, Ahsoka cuts him down before the technique can complete, saving her old master from decades of premature aging in moments. As they fight, Palpatine's voice echoes through the palace's comm system. You think you can defeat me, Anakin? You think your rebellion changes anything? I am the dark side incarnate. I have survived for centuries through cunning and power. You are nothing but a failed experiment, a disappointing apprentice who let sentiment weaken him. Come to me if you dare. Come face the consequences of your betrayal. The voice is mocking, but there's an undercurrent of genuine anger. Palpatine is furious that his weapon has turned on him. They reach the throne room doors. Massive blast doors designed to withstand a siege. But Anakin has the force and desperation on his side. He places his hands against the metal, channels everything he has, and tears. The doors scream in protest, durasteel rending like paper. They rip apart, revealing the throne room beyond. Palpatine sits on his throne, seemingly relaxed despite the chaos. Around him, his personal guard stands ready. But there's something else. Something that makes Anakin's blood run cold. Standing beside the throne is a figure in dark armor. Tall, imposing, breathing with mechanical rhythm. The armor is black as night, with a distinctive helmet and a red lightsaber hanging from the belt. It's one of Palpatine's replacements, a dark side adept implanted with Sith knowledge and trained to perfection. The Emperor's backup plan made flesh. "Meet my new apprentice," Palpatine gestures to the armored figure. Or should I say, my true apprentice. This is what you should have been, Anakin. Powerful, obedient, uncorrupted by weakness. He is everything you failed to become. The armored figure ignites his lightsaber with a snap hiss. His presence in the Force is cold, empty, devoid of the conflict that defines Anakin. He's a weapon, nothing more. And he's been designed to kill Jedi. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka spread out, lightsabers ready. The armored apprentice moves first, attacking with mechanical precision. His fighting style is brutal and efficient, incorporating elements of all 7 lightsaber forms. He's a synthesis of Sith combat doctrine, trained to adapt to any opponent. And he's strong. Very strong. The fight is intense. 3 Jedi against 1 Sith, but that 1 Sith is nearly their equal. He duels Anakin directly, matching him strike for strike. When Obi-Wan tries to flank, the apprentice nearly takes his head off with a spinning slash. Ahsoka's speed lets her score hits on his armor, but the armor absorbs the blows without visible damage. They're fighting something that doesn't tire, doesn't feel pain, and has no moral reservations about killing. Meanwhile, Palpatine watches from his throne, clearly enjoying the spectacle. Is this what you wanted, Anakin? To die beside your old friends? How poetic, how meaninglessly sentimental. Anakin realizes they can't win through direct combat. The apprentice is too skilled, too ruthless. They need an advantage. He reaches out through the Force, not to attack, but to connect. He touches the apprentice's mind, expecting to find nothing but programming and Sith conditioning. Instead, he finds something unexpected: agony. Beneath the cold exterior is a man trapped, aware but unable to control his actions. The armor isn't just protection, it's a prison. The apprentice is a slave to Palpatine's will, forced to obey through technology and dark side manipulation. Anakin knows that pain, knows what it's like to be a slave. He channels the Force differently now, not trying to harm, but to free. He pours energy into the apprentice's mind, battering against the conditioning, looking for cracks. The apprentice stumbles, his attacks becoming erratic. Inside his helmet, he's fighting for control, fighting to break free from Palpatine's programming. For just a moment, he succeeds. His lightsaber deactivates. His hand rises to his helmet, trembling. No. Palpatine stands, rage contorting his scarred features. "You will obey me." He unleashes a torrent of Force lightning at his own apprentice. The armored figure convulses, electricity coursing through him. But he doesn't fall, doesn't submit. Instead, with what must be monumental effort, he turns and charges at Palpatine. The Emperor's eyes widen in shock as his perfect weapon turns on him. The apprentice's lightsaber ignites mid-charge, the crimson blade aimed at his creator's heart. Palpatine raises his hands, unleashing more lightning. The apprentice pushes through it, step by agonizing step, until his blade hovers inches from Palpatine. Then the armor's fail-safes activate. The apprentice seizes, every muscle locking. He collapses, smoke rising from the joints of his armor. Palpatine, breathing hard, glares at Anakin. You dare turn my own creation against me." His voice rises to a shriek. "You have always been weak, Anakin Skywalker. Too sentimental, too attached, too human. That is why you are always going to fail. That is why I will always replace you, because I am eternal, and you are merely flesh." The Emperor unleashes his full power. Force lightning erupts from his hands, not aimed at just one target, but at all of them. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, even Padme, watching from the doorway. The room explodes with dark side energy. Anakin throws up a force barrier, absorbing the brunt of the attack. The electricity courses through him, every nerve screaming. He can feel his skin burning, his muscles seizing. But he doesn't let go, doesn't lower the barrier, because behind him are his former master, his former Padawan, and the woman he loves. He's failed them all before. He won't fail them now. Obi-Wan sees what Anakin is doing and adds his own strength to the barrier. Then Ahsoka joins, the three of them combining their power. The lightning strikes the barrier like a physical thing, crackling and hissing. Palpatine pours more power into it, his face twisted with hatred. "You think you can stop me? I have studied the dark side for longer than you have been alive. I have power beyond your comprehension. I am inevitable." But the barrier holds, and slowly, impossibly, they begin to push back. Anakin feels the force flowing through him differently now. Not the chaotic rage of the dark side, not the serene detachment of the light. Something in between, something balanced. The power of his emotions, his love and his guilt, his desperation and his hope, channeled into pure strength. He thinks of Luke and Leia, of the galaxy they deserve, of all the people suffering under Sith manipulation. And he pushes. The barrier expands, driving back Palpatine's lightning. The Emperor's confidence wavers for the first time. They advance together, 3 Jedi moving as one. Palpatine increases the lightning's intensity, drawing on reserves of power that should have been impossible. The room shakes, windows shatter. The very foundation of the palace groans, but they don't stop. Anakin in the center, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka flanking him, a wall of force energy pushing back centuries of darkness. Palpatine realizes he's losing, and his face twists with desperation. If I cannot have the Empire, no one will. He redirects his lightning, no longer attacking them, but pouring energy into the palace structure itself. Walls crack, ceilings collapse. He's trying to bring the entire building down on top of them. Anakin makes a split-second decision. He drops the barrier and lunges forward, closing the distance between himself and Palpatine in the blink of an eye. His lightsaber swings in a powerful arc. Palpatine barely parries, his own red blade appearing in his hand. They duel in the center of the collapsing throne room, crimson blade against crimson blade. Master and failed apprentice. Creator and creation. Sith Lord and the weapon who broke free. Their lightsabers flash too fast for normal eyes to follow. Anakin attacks with everything he has, no holding back, no restraint. Each strike is meant to kill, to end this monster once and for all. But Palpatine is ancient, cunning, and impossibly skilled. He's fought for centuries, mastered forms lost to time. He dodges and parries, his movements economical and precise. For every 10 strikes Anakin makes, 9 are deflected or avoided. The 10th might graze, might score a minor hit, but nothing significant. And all the while, Palpatine taunts. You were supposed to be the chosen one, supposed to bring balance to the Force, but you're nothing but a broken toy, a weapon that failed its purpose. When I kill you, I'll find your children, turn them as I turned you. They'll become what you should have been, The words ignite something in Anakin. Not rage, not hatred, protective fury. The absolute conviction that Palpatine will never touch his children. He channels that conviction into power, his attacks becoming faster, stronger. Now 1 in every 5 strikes lands. Then 1 in 3. Palpatine gives ground, forced back by the onslaught. His smile falters. Behind them, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are holding up the ceiling, literally using the Force to prevent tons of rubble from crushing everyone. Padme has taken cover behind a pillar, recording everything on a hidden camera. Evidence for the trial, if they survive. Anakin and Palpatine's duel carries them across the throne room. They fight upstairs, across raised platforms, barely noticing the destruction around them. Palpatine unleashes Force lightning mid-strike. Anakin deflects it with his blade and riposts. Palpatine spins, using the Force to hurl debris. Anakin slices through it without slowing. They're evenly matched now. The Emperor's centuries of experience against Anakin's raw power and desperate determination. Neither can gain a decisive advantage. Then Anakin feels it. A shift in the Force. The fallen apprentice, the one in black armor, is moving. Slowly, painfully, he rises from where he collapsed. The armor sparks and hisses, damaged by Palpatine's lightning, but he's still functional, still aware. And he's picked up his lightsaber. Palpatine senses it too, and his concentration breaks for just a moment. The apprentice charges again, blade raised, every movement an act of defiance against his programming. Palpatine turns to face this new threat, and Anakin seizes the opening. His lightsaber comes down in a devastating overhead slash. Palpatine barely brings his own blade up in time. They lock, face to face, their weapons crackling between them. Anakin can see the fury in Palpatine's yellow eyes, the realization that he's losing, that his perfect plan is falling apart. Then the apprentice arrives, his blade joining the lock from the other side. Palpatine is caught between them, 2 warriors he created to serve him, now united in his destruction. The Emperor screams in rage and terror. He unleashes every bit of power he has left. Force lightning explodes in all directions. The throne room becomes a maelstrom of dark side energy. Anakin and the apprentice are thrown back, their lightsabers knocked from their hands. Palpatine rises, floating in the air, a nexus of pure dark side power. His voice echoes with unnatural resonance. I am the Senate. I am the Empire. I am the culmination of 1,000 years of Sith planning. You cannot stop me. I will not be defeated by my own creations. But he's wrong, because he taught Anakin everything about the dark side, every technique, every secret, including one that Anakin never told him he'd learned. The technique Palpatine used to create the visions of Padme dying, the ability to manipulate midi-chlorians and create life, or take it away. Anakin reaches out through the Force, not to attack Palpatine's body, but his connection to the dark side itself. He grabs the threads of power sustaining the Emperor and pulls, tears them away. Palpatine's scream becomes a wail of agony. The dark side energy collapses inward. Palpatine falls from the air, landing hard on the fractured throne room floor. Suddenly, he looks ancient, frail, mortal. His scarred face is ashen, his breath ragged. Anakin rises, reclaims his lightsaber, and walks toward the fallen Emperor. Palpatine looks up at him with an expression that might be fear or might be respect. He raised a trembling hand. Anakin, my boy, it doesn't have to end like this. Join me. Together we can still rule, father and son. I can teach you secrets even I have not shared. We can be immortal, watch over the galaxy for eternity. Anakin's blade hovers at Palpatine's throat. For a moment, he considers it. How easy it would be. How tempting. All that power within reach. He could rule better than Palpatine. Could create the just empire he always envisioned. Could protect his family forever. The dark side whispers its seductions, promising everything he's ever wanted. But then he thinks of Luke and Leia. What kind of father would they have if he took that power? What kind of man would he become? He lowers his lightsaber and deactivates it. I'm not going to kill you. You're going to stand trial. Face justice for everything you've done. Every manipulation, every murder, every life you've destroyed. Palpatine laughs, the sound bitter and mocking. Justice? There is no justice, only power, and you have just thrown away yours. Anakin steps back, gesturing to Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. Take him into custody. Restrain him with Force-suppressant binders. He's standing trial for crimes against the Republic, the Jedi Order, and the galaxy at large. Palpatine continues laughing, even as Obi-Wan binds him. You fool. You absolute fool. You think this ends anything? The dark side is eternal. The Sith will rise again. And when they do, they will remember how Anakin Skywalker could have ruled the galaxy, but chose weakness instead. His laughter echoes through the ruined throne room, until Ahsoka places a gag on him. The silence that follows is almost shocking. Around them, the palace groans but holds. Obi-Wan and Ahsoka manage to stabilize the structure enough to prevent total collapse. Padme emerges from cover, her recording device still active. She's captured everything. The duel, the revelations, Palpatine's confessions. The armored apprentice kneels on the floor, his breathing labored through his helmet's respirator. Anakin approaches him cautiously. Who are you? What's your name? The apprentice is silent for a long moment. Then, with obvious effort, he speaks. His voice is distorted by the helmet, but audible. I was a Jedi once, before he took me, made me. This trained me to replace you, but you gave me a moment of freedom. Thank you. His head tilts toward Palpatine. For showing me I could still choose. We'll get you medical attention. Get that armor off, Anakin promises. You don't have to be his weapon anymore. The apprentice shakes his head slightly. The armor is the only thing keeping me alive. He damaged my body. Too much. When he made me. I'm already dead. Just haven't stopped moving yet, but I die. Knowing I chose my last act, that matters. He slumps forward, his breathing stops, his presence in the Force fades, another victim of Palpatine's monstrous ambitions. Anakin closes the man's eyes, a small gesture of respect for a fellow slave who found freedom, however briefly. The trial of Palpatine becomes the most significant legal proceeding in galactic history. It takes place on Alderaan, neutral ground acceptable to both the rebellion and the remnants of Imperial forces still loyal to law rather than tyranny. Senators return from hiding to attend. Jedi who survived Order 66 come to witness. Civilians from across the galaxy watch on holovids. Masameda testifies, providing evidence of decades of manipulation. Padme presents her recordings and documents. Former Imperial officers come forward with their own testimonies of illegal orders and atrocities. Palpatine sits in the defendant's box, bound with Force-suppressant restraints, and says nothing. He's convicted on every charge. Crimes against sapient beings, conspiracy to overthrow the Republic, murder, slavery, the use of forbidden Sith techniques. The list goes on. The sentence is life imprisonment in a specially designed facility that suppresses Force usage. Some call for execution. But the new government, still forming, chooses to demonstrate that they're better than what came before. better than the Empire, better than the Sith. Justice over vengeance. With Palpatine removed, the Empire collapses rapidly. Some sectors declare independence immediately. Others petition to rejoin a reformed republic. Still others want something entirely new. The galaxy is fractious, chaotic, but free. For the first time in generations, people can choose their own path. Anakin doesn't escape judgment either. In a separate proceeding, he stands trial for his actions as the Supreme Commander. For the Jedi he killed, for the policies he enacted, for being Palpatine's weapon even if he was manipulated. The evidence is clear. He's guilty. But the circumstances are complex. He was manipulated, conditioned, and lied to. And when he realized the truth, he turned against his master and saved billions. The court struggles with how to sentence someone who is both victim and perpetrator. In the end, they choose a unique punishment. Anakin Skywalker is sentenced to serve the galaxy for the rest of his life. Not as a ruler or military commander, but as a protector. He's to use his power and skills to help people, particularly in the Outer Rim where the galaxy still struggles. He's to right the wrongs he helped create. It's a living penance, a chance at redemption through action rather than words. Anakin accepts the sentence without argument. Obi-Wan and Ahsoka agree to monitor him, to ensure he doesn't fall again. Padme stands by him, though their relationship will take years to fully heal. Together, they establish a new organization. Not Jedi, not Sith, something in between. A group of Force users dedicated to protecting the weak and balancing light and dark. They call it the Grey Order, and they work independently of any government, beholden only to the principles of justice and compassion. Years pass. Luke and Leia grow up knowing their father, though they're taught honestly about his past. They learn that people can do terrible things and still find their way back. That redemption is possible, but never easy. That power must be tempered with wisdom and compassion. They grow up strong, balanced, unburdened by the legacy of Sith manipulation. Anakin watches them become everything he hoped for, and feels something he hasn't felt in years. Pride. Not in his own power or accomplishments, but in them, in who they're becoming. The galaxy slowly heals. The new republic learns from the mistakes of the old. Corruption is addressed aggressively. Slavery is abolished everywhere, enforced by Anakin himself, who takes particular pleasure in dismantling every remaining slaver network. The Jedi Order reforms with a more flexible code, acknowledging that attachment isn't inherently evil, and that emotions can be channeled constructively. The dark side remains a threat, but its grip is weakened. The Sith plans lie in ruins. One evening, Anakin stands on a balcony overlooking a sunset on Alderaan. Padme joins him, taking his hand. "Do you think we made the right choice?" His voice is quiet. Not killing Palpatine, letting him rot in a cell instead. She considers the question. "I think we made the human choice. The one that says we're better than our worst impulses, that justice matters more than revenge. Is it perfect? No, but it's ours." He squeezes her hand. Obi-Wan approaches, his own duties complete for the day. A rare moment of peace for all of them. "You know," Obi-Wan says, settling against the railing, "when I first took you as my Padawan, I never imagined it would lead here. To this moment. With the Sith defeated not through violence alone, but through choice. Through you choosing to be better than what Palpatine tried to make you." Anakin smiles, the expression genuine. "I had good teachers, stubborn ones who wouldn't give up on me even when they should have. That made all the difference." Ahsoka joins them, bringing drinks. She's taken to her role in the Grey Order with enthusiasm, training a new generation in balance. You're getting sentimental in your old age, Sky Guy. She hands him a glass. But I suppose you've earned it. You saved the galaxy. Again. But this time, you did it the right way. No shortcuts, no dark side. Just hard choices and living with the consequences. They stand together, 4 people, who have been through hell and come out the other side. They're not whole, not unburdened. The scars of the past will always remain, but they're healing, and that's enough. The Chosen One did bring balance to the Force, not by destroying the Sith or empowering the Jedi, but by showing that the path between light and dark is possible. That love doesn't have to lead to possession, that power doesn't have to corrupt, that even someone who has fallen as far as possible can still choose to climb back up. The legacy Anakin Skywalker leaves isn't one of destruction or domination. It's one of choice. The choice to be better, to do better, to never stop trying, no matter how many times you fail. And in a galaxy that has known nothing but war and manipulation for generations, that legacy might be the most powerful one of all. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.